It's wild to think of how far we've come as musicians. For example, not too long ago, if we wanted a specific tone, we'd have to hunt down certain pedals, amps, tape machines. It was all about the gear, hands-on, the unpredictable side of sound. Now don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that musicians have given up on that aspect of creating. People still do that, and even I still find joy in doing that. But now we're living in an era where an entire studio fits in a laptop, where decades of innovation, analog grit, warmth and chaos can be recreated, manipulated, and pushed even further into the digital world. And somehow, the line between hardware and software keeps getting blurrier. And that's where this collaboration comes in. Jupiter Effects, the kings of analog chaos, teaming up with Genome to bring that raw, experimental energy into the digital realm. This isn't just another plugin release. It's the spirit of Jupiter Effects, rebuilt in code. This is not a sponsored video. Jupiter Effects nor Two Notes Audio Engineering are paying me to say any of this stuff. However, I did have the opportunity and privilege to test some of these VSTs out before its official release, which was a couple of days ago. Now, when Chris reached out to me from Jupiter Effects and Ross reached out to me over at Two Notes Audio Engineering, they asked if I wanted to try this out. It's going to be a new product dropping. This is the first time ever that Genome has collabed with an official brand in doing something like this, so it was exciting. And plus, I was already a huge fan of Jupiter Effects to begin with. I do have the Warlow, and I've had so much fun with this. The last thing I expected, to be honest, was that pedal right there to be in digital form, and it's so mind-blowing. It's something that I didn't expect, you know what I mean? And so it's definitely a course in the right direction for brands like Jupiter Effects, I think. So let's get into the 3 bangers from Jupiter Effects that are now available in Genome. With the release of the Jupiter Effects and Genome collab, we have the Titan 250 here, which is a 250 watt tube amp. This amp can go from glassy clean tones to a very high gain. The second banger we have from Jupiter Effects is the 612 cab. Now the cool thing here in Genome is you can move the mic placements. You can adjust the distance, and you can even spin this cab around right here to see the back of it. Now I'm going to go back and show you what else Genome has, but right now I'm just going to show you the Jupiter Effects products here. And then of course we have the Jupiter Effects Warlow Fuzz. This thing is a monster. I have the actual pedal here, and it's so much fun. To have it in digital form is just amazing with the Titan 250. Now with this Jupiter Effects release also comes different component additions, and that's going to be this Tim pedal right here. We also have the Beardo Fuzz, Germanian Love, Thug Drive, sounds like Thug Life. We have the Binge Fuzz, which I imagine is like a tone bender or a vintage fuzz. And then last but not least, the Jerkin Fuzz. So these fuzz and overdrive pedals that I just showed you are supposed to complement this Jupiter Effects release. My only focus today was just to show you guys the release of Jupiter Effects and Genome, and that is the Jupiter Effects Titan 250, the 612 cab, and the Warlow. You know, we're here, we have the gear. For old time's sake, let's just put a shoegaze song together using some of this stuff.
open mind.
So if you have a Genome license, then you're able to access these Jupiter Effects products right here. I'm gonna leave the link in my description box down below if you guys wanna check that out, or you can just head straight over to 2notes.com, get yourself a Genome license, and you have access to a bunch of not only the Jupiter Effects stuff, but a bunch of other cabinets, amps, and different pedals. Now, if you're a beginner musician or you're someone who has an interest in playing music, there is nothing stopping you. With technology these days and so much knowledge and information out there on the internet, you have everything you need at your fingertips. Now let's be straight up here. This might be a little bit controversial, but if it is, that's good because maybe we can talk about it in the comments. If money is the issue and something is too expensive, maybe you don't want to do it that bad. Because not only with music, but with any hobby or anything you pick up, it's going to cost you money, whether it be instruments, lessons, gear, whatever, tools, it's going to cost you money. Now you don't have to get the best, instrument or the best top of the line gear. Work with what you have. I get a bunch of comments from people saying, oh, gear is so expensive. This is so expensive. That's so expensive. Then don't do it. If that's what's holding you back, then don't do it. However, if it's something that you're passionate about and you really want to go for it, you're going to find a way. Trust me, you're going to find a way. I want to thank Chris from Jupiter Effects and Ross over at 2Notes Audio Engineering for granting me the opportunity to be one of the first people to try this out. Jupiter Effects and Genome, congrats on the release. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until the next video, I will see you guys in the next video.